pater akhilam madhuram. Sripad Vallabhacharya says that everything about the Supreme Lord is sweet. Adharam, from his lotus lips to his walk to his talk. Yes.
I have a question. Were both Ram and Krishna alive at the same time? Or
Good question. Okay, let's put it to debate or poll. Sorry. What do you all think? Was Ram and Krishna alive at the same time?
I think so, but I know. I mean,
Shastra
evidence
praman nahi hai.
because you tell that he ruled for 11,000 years. I mean, if they were alive for so many years,
If
I'm sure.
Ramchandra ruled for 11,000 years, so he would have definitely met Krishna and they would have played chess together. No, chess is my favorite game, so I always want them to play chess. Okay, now let's talk about the time span very quick. There are 4 yugas, just like we have seasons. You have summer, winter, rainy in India, fall, spring, autumn, blah 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 blah. So similarly, we have yugas or eras. Satya Yuga, repeat. Satya Yuga,
Satyuga,
Treta Yuga,
Treta Yuga,
Dwapar Yuga,
Dwapar Yuga,
Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga.
What are the 4 yugas?
Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali.
Dwapar and Kali.
Kali.
4 yugas. Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and everybody together?
Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga. And which rocks?
Kali Yuga.
Because we are there. Because we rock, and the yuga that we are in rocks, therefore Kali Yuga rocks, right? But ideally, Satya Yuga is supposed to be the best, then Treta, then Dwapar, and finally, hum aa gaye, we have come. So Kali Yuga. So the time span, I'll quickly describe. Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. 432,000 years. Alright? 4,32,000. The Yuga before that, which is Dwapar, is 2 times of this. You can do the math at home, no problem. Right? 1 Yuga before that, Treta, is 3 times of Kali. And Satya is 4 times of Kali. So Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. 4, 3, 2, 1. The total span is 10 times Kali Yuga. Because Satya Yuga is 4 times Kali Yuga, Treta Yuga is 3 times Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga is 2 times Kali Yuga, and Kali Yuga is 1 time Kali Yuga. So the total is 10 times. So the total span is 43 lakh. Right? You're talking about 4,32,000. So total thing is 43 lakh. So Ramchandra comes in Treta Yuga. Alright? When the span, the total span of the Yuga was around 12 lakh years. 4 lakh for Kali Yuga, Treta is 3 times, so around 4 lakh. In 4 lakh, 11,000 years. Make sense? The average lifespan of human beings was also different. In Satya Yuga, the average span was different, Treta it was different, Dwapar it was different, and Kali Yuga it is different. So, the average lifespan in Satya Yuga was 1 lakh years or 100,000 years. Therefore, you find this yogi did tapasya for 60,000 years. Pada? Dekha? Shayad padenge. At some auspicious moment, when you feel very inspired to read the scriptures, you will read. This Muni did 60,000 years of tapasya. You might think we hardly live for 60 years. And at 60 also we have heart blockage and we have stroke and God knows. And this Muni is doing for 60,000 years. That was a different era altogether. So 1 lakh years. Then Treta Yuga 10 went off. So 10,000 years was the average lifespan. Then Dwapar Yuga 1 more 0 went off. 1,000 years. And in Kali Yuga 1 more 0 went off. Officially 100. If you live up to 80, you don't want the grave, your relatives don't want you. Right? The house is saying go and the cemetery is saying come. That's you're dwindling that age. So 100 is the official, but because of our lifestyle and pollution and so many other things, we don't live that. So is that clear? So because of that span, the 11,000 years is very small. It's like somebody coming into power for like 5 years or 10 years. But Ramchandra was so influential that even now, people want Ram Rajya. But the problem is they want Ram Rajya without Ram. They will be like Ravana, but they want Ram Rajya. Right? So Prabhupada used to say, if you want Ram Rajya, you have to keep Ram as the king. Just like if you want universal brotherhood, you should have universal fatherhood. So establish the Supreme Lord as the center and then revolve and it's going to be okay. So anyway, coming to the discussion that's scheduled today. On the day of Diwali, there are many pastimes which took place. By the way, can I put a request? Is it possible if we could have people keep writing during the class? Because at the end of the discussion, I want to see who writes which point. And there's going to be one point that each one of you all have to say which is unique from the other. If that's a good activity. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
At least you will remember.
Very nice. So maybe you can start passing out pieces of paper
Okay.
if you have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And everybody has to say a point which is unique. And trust me, you aren't lucky. Because the first person to start always has the open. I know how we think because I have been in your
hotspot there. Next time I'm
The thing is, I can take from anywhere. So you say. So ideally, I should say 3 points, but let's mellow it down and say 1 point each. Kailash Prabhu is also included in this, so 1 point you have. All right. So I'll keep continuing. You can note down your point if something strikes you. So the most important pastime that we're going to discuss today, that also occurred on this most auspicious day of Diwali, is Damodar Leela. How many of you all have heard of this pastime? This Damodar Leela is the pastime where Krishna was tied by Mother Yashoda to a wooden grinding motor. Now how many of you all have heard? Nobody? Alright, fresh.
Yeah, I just saw the video.
You've seen the video.
Yash was watching, so that
So this month, actually, according to the Vedic calendar, is very, very auspicious, also called as the Kartik month or Damodar Mas. Even among those who want profit, dhan prapti, they want a lot of money, business, those who are they are desiring children, those who desire prosperity in life, this month is considered to be very, very auspicious. Do we have enough pens around?
Yeah.
1 pen each and 1 paper each. You can take more papers also if you want. This activity has to be conducted every class so that everybody is on their feet. Very nice. So you can pass here also. They are also the fortunate ones.
Do we have?
You can
Okay.
also take one. Oh, you have that. Those who want to make notes in your phone are allowed to, provided you don't trick and you don't keep texting all through the class. Because Shukadev Goswami says in the Srimad Bhagavatam that those who use their cell phones during class get pap. So you have to you have to not use your cell phone. Alright, so everybody gets a paper and everybody is ready? All set? Alright. So this month has lot of importance in the Vedic calendar, and those who properly observe this month get all that you desire. More than what you deserve and more than what you desire, you get in this month of Kartik. Now I'll quickly tell you some practices that you can do in this month, alright, and some festivals that you have in this month, and then I'll come down to this one pastime of Krishna being bound. It is described that this month is Srimati Radharani herself. This month is Srimati Radharani. And therefore, this month is Krishna's favorite month, because of which his compassion towards us increases. How many of you all have heard of this quality of Krishna as Bhakta Vatsalyata? Or Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal? Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal, which means he is merciful to his devotees. What does this word mean? Vatsa means a calf. Just like a mother is loving to the calf, Krishna is loving towards his devotees in this month. All that you do, multiple times benefit. The scriptures say, just like among all the places, Mathura Vrindavan is topmost. Among all the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam is topmost. Among all the personalities, Krishna is topmost. Among all the herbs, Tulsi is topmost. Among all the yugas, Satyuga is topmost. Among all rivers, Ganga is topmost. Similarly, among all the months, month of Kartik is topmost. This month is also called as Damodar Mas due to two reasons. One reason is that every month in our Vedic calendar has a worshipable deity. Like the first month, Keshav, then Narayan, then Madhav. Same personality but different forms. So the last month of this year, the prominent deity or the worshipable deity's name is Damodar. Therefore, this month is called as Damodar Mas. Kartik and Damodar. The second reason why this month is called as Damodar Mas is because of this celebrated pastime of Krishna tying, Mother Yashoda tying Krishna to a wooden grinding mortar. A mortar is called as Dam and the belly is called as Udar. He whose belly was bound to the wooden grinding mortar is Damodar. Second reason. First reason, worshipable deity is Damodar. Second reason, the pastime of Yashoda tying Krishna to the wooden grinding mortar took place in this month. The Skanda Puran and the Padma Puran say, even if little service you perform to Krishna in the form of hearing about him, chanting about him, reading about him, associating with devotees, eating prasad, charity, austerity, anything that you want to do for Krishna, if you do it in other months, you get X amount of benefit. You do it in Kartik, you get 1,000,000 times X. So the same thing if you do in other months, you will get benefit but less. So if somebody wants to donate something, somebody wants to perform some austerity, somebody wants to start reading Bhagavad Gita, somebody wants to continue reading Bhagavad Gita, somebody who wants to continue chanting the holy name, very beautiful month. Every single time you chant the name of Krishna in this month, you can't even imagine how much of benefit you're getting. Another practical thing you can do, because it's the festival of lamps, ऐसे ही नहीं है lamps, it's just not like that. This month is so power potent that anyone who offers a ghee lamp in front of Yashoda Damodar gets liberated, goes back to Krishna. No, not so early, but when time comes. You don't have to fear, arey lamp diya to I have to go back to Krishna, I'm not ready. Not tomorrow. Krishna will let you live this life very nicely, comfortably, with peace in this world and peace later also. People sometimes, there are many kinds of people. Some are pieces in this world, pieces later. Some are peace in this world, pieces later. And some have peace here and peace there. The devotees are that. Because Krishna protects you here, there, everywhere. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna gives a guarantee in the Bhagavad Gita that my devotee, those who worship me, never perish. There will be no misfortune, unfortunate incidents in their life. I will protect them throughout. So this is a guarantee. So if you want Krishna's protection, it is good to be his devotee. And in this month, offer ghee lamps. Ideally, this month should be followed in the place called as Mathura or Vrindavan. But since we cannot go there spending $1,000, we can create Vrindavan wherever we are. How do we create Vrindavan? How do you think we can create Vrindavan wherever we are? Worshipping Krishna. What are the other ways? Chanting what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Please get greedy. Because in this month, the more you chant, the more you get. Trust me, this greed is wonderful. And it's very infectious also. One person has it, keep chanting, Kartik chalu hai. You should see in Vrindavan, everybody is so enthusiastic. They wake up like 3:30. And if they chant 16 rounds during the usual day, they chant 64 rounds. I know people in Mumbai who are working full-time jobs and they have their family and wonderfully, they're fired up this 1 month. Baki 11 months, even if they don't get time, this 1 month, oh my God. Therefore, those who have plans of coming to Cranston, keep coming. Don't space out, right? Those who are having plans of arranging, keep arranging. I have this good fortune of going to Vrindavan. I'll be flying to Vrindavan in some time. next month in November to follow some days of Kartik there. I have to anyway go there for some work, so I might go to Vrindavan and spend some days there. So you can be wherever you are and create Vrindavan by chanting the holy name, by hearing about Krishna, by reading about Krishna, worshipping the deity of the Lord. And in this month, in front of, even if you have pictures, if you don't have deities, if you have picture of Yashoda Damodar, offer ghee lamp. 3 bar dikhao, unlimited benefit. Even if lamps get switched off or extinguished, if you relit it or you light the lamp again, you still get benefit. I was saying the other day the story in one of the Puranas where there was a rat in a Vishnu temple. Of course, rats are there wherever there is food. Forget about rats. People are there wherever there is food. That is why I come here. Joking. So there was a rat in the Vishnu temple, and it was running around finding food, but accidentally came across a series of lamps. And while jumping over, its body caught fire. Now, as it was burning, it was jumping, and there was one lamp which was extinguished. It wasn't burning, and because its body was burning and it was jumping around, accidentally it lit that lamp in a Vishnu temple in the month of Kartik. So the Puranas explain, of course, it died that life, jal gaya. It got burned, but next life it became a human being like all of us, and got a chance and lived that life of bhakti and went back to Krishna. So now we are almost there. The rat lit that lamp and became a human. We have already become humans. So now if we don't perform bhakti, then that rat is better than us, right? One good thing that you could do is identify a quality within you, a negative emotion which you want to get rid of. Like those who are short-tempered, are known for their anger. Again, talking for the self. You can introspect. I'm not generalizing, but we know ourselves. No. Our spouse know us better. I think so. Yes. So for me, I know myself. That's what I think. But we can introspect and see the negative emotion in us which we want to get rid of. If we think we are a serial fault finder, in this month we can take this vrat that even if I see faults, I'll not let it come onto my tongue. As much as possible. If we think we are very abusive in our words, we are very rough, let's space out. Let's be relaxed this 1 month at least. Even if we go back to our tendency, let us tell ourselves and remind ourselves, this is the month of Kartik. Let me be pure, let me be humble. So in that way, there are many instructions to follow. Visit the temple as many times as possible. Try to wake up early in the morning before sunrise. Those who wake up before sunrise and see the picture of the Lord and chant the holy names in front of that, either the picture or the deity, again get wonderful results. You know Pradakshina or Parikrama for the temple? In this month of Kartik, those who perform Parikrama, even one step in the Parikrama, one step around a Vishnu temple gives the benefit of one Ashwamedha Yajna. Now what's an Ashwamedha Yajna? 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas give you the result of being Indra. Please keep writing. I'm going to ask you all this. Everybody is just looking. I'm going to ask you all this. So 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas and you become Indra. But of course, devotees don't want to become Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu. Itna kaam kaun karega? Indra, let him do his work. We want to go back to Krishna and enjoy. Run around cows, play with Krishna. What else do you want? We don't want to become Indra and rule. So in this month, anyway, it's very auspicious and it runs into pages. And recently on the Sunday that just went past, we had a discussion online, and Ashish Prabhu, Namdev Prabhu were all part of it. We have classes every Sunday online. So those who want to attend from 10:30 to 12 in the morning, you're free. Just log in wherever you are at home and you can hear. So more information, what are the other things you could do? You can probably take, we can probably take a recording of the class and then you can hear. So this was the synopsis. This is the essence. High on the list, chanting the holy name, hearing about Krishna, being non-critical, fault finding, and most importantly, morning and evening or at least once a day, offering ghee lamps to the Lord. which at the end of this session, we're going to sing a song and all of us are going to offer ghee lamps, at least today. So I want that for the next 20, because today is the third day.
Yep.
Today is the third day, so we still have good 27 days to go, 26, 27 days to go. So let's start and go ahead. So this month has many festivals, many festivals. Almost every alternate day is a festival in Kartik. And talking about all of them in 1 hour time it's not possible. For me, talking about one festival in 1 hour is not possible. So that goes into 2 hours and 2.5 hours, and by the time we reach the temple, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. So covering all the festivals, not possible. Two prominent festivals I can think about and I can state. Can you just?
Yeah.
I'll take. Those who read Bhagavad Gita, even one shloka a day, if not one, at least half a shloka, if not half, at least 1/4 a shloka, get the benefit of reading all the 18 Puranas together. So 18 Puran padhne ko to samay nahi hai. We don't have the time to read all of that. One shloka every day we can read. If we have more time, we can read one chapter a day. Many do that. 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, you read one chapter a day and in 18 days you finish. Either you can read all the English or you can read all the Sanskrit, and even better, you can read the Sanskrit and English together. You don't have to study, just keep reading. You know, if you two people, then one each, and you can support yourself and then get done quickly. Trust me, it's not going to take more than 20 minutes. So be innovative, be creative. The more creative you are, the more nicely you structure your Kartik Vrata, the more benefit you get. So get greedy. Materially, greed is bad. Spiritually, greed is good. To be greedy that I want and he shouldn't have, materially, is not good. But I should have, and he should have, and you should also have, is the best. And therefore we are sharing, so that we inspire one another. Kartik chalu hai, chalo. Kartik is going on. This month of Kartik we shouldn't waste. So 27th October, it started. It goes up to 25th of November. Mark these dates and offer ghee lamps to Yashoda Damodar every single day. You're free to offer even later, but karna hi hai Kartik month mein. You have to. More importantly, if you share this information with more people, even if they don't have faith, you get the commission of the merit that they get. You get the point? So why do you think I'm here? Why do you think I'm here? So the more you share with people, the more benefit you get. You don't have to sit close to them and preach all this. You just invite them home, even once. Even if they don't have any faith, your friends, your relatives, your family members, even if they don't have any faith, your colleagues, just invite them home and say, Aarti hai. Just say, Aarti hai. You know, we have Aarti. And you can give ghee lamp to each of them. 3 baar dikhao, bas. They'll offer 3 times and they'll keep, and you get the benefit of hosting them, and they perform, and then tell them to tell more people. So in that way, and you get multi-level also. You told him and he told them, so you also get a partial credit. So anyway, it's a complex diplomatic preaching plan. But the thing is, get going from this day onwards. So now diving to the story. As the narration goes in the story, at many points there'll be philosophical aspects where I'll pause and I'll tell you what it means, which I'm probably going to ask at the end. Alright? It's not going to pass, I'm going to ask like this. So now the story starts. Fasten your seatbelts and sleep. Don't sleep. Alright? Okay. So Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's foster father, and Mother Yashoda, Krishna's foster mother. Krishna has 2 sets of parents. Can we just ensure that? Hare Krishna. So Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda were the foster parents of Krishna, who took care of Krishna, and they birthed the parents who gave Krishna birth, or Krishna appeared through the parents through whom Krishna appeared, were Vasudeva and Devaki in Mathura. But as soon as he was born, he was transferred to Gokul, Mahavan, Vrindavan, and then Nanda and Yashoda took care of Krishna. Mother Yashoda every day got complaint about Krishna. And what was the complaint? Tumhara beta chor hai. Fortunately, Krishna's son didn't have on his hand, Mera baap chor hai. Anyway, so Krishna, he was a thief. He was a chor. You know, he used to steal. What did he steal? Braje prasiddham navanita chauram gopangananam cha dukula chauram aneka janmar jita papa chauram chauragra ganyam purusham namami. He's not just stealing butter. He's such a big thief that Bilva Mangala Thakur and Vallabhacharya, greats like that, they have written Chaurashtakam. जो चोरी करता है उस पे अष्टक, Chaurashtakam. 8 verses describing Krishna's stealing pastimes. So they say, Braje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram. In Braja or in Vrindavan, there is a very famous butter thief. Braje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram. Navanit means butter. Gopangananam cha dukula choram. He is ready to steal the suffering of all the gopis and gopas and cows and calves. And how? Dukulam. Father's side and father-in-law's side, both families. Kulam means family. Dukulam means both families. Gopangananam cha dukula choram. The suffering of all the gopas and gopis, Krishna stole from both their sides. And then the Acharya who's saying, he's smiling and he's saying, oh, forget it. Aneka janmar jita papa chauram. If he can steal the sins that a devotee performs for lifetimes and he can nullify them, chauragraganyam purusham namami. I bow down to the best among thieves. So Krishna was a serial thief, chore. And when the gopis caught him stealing and say, Krishna, you're a thief. Krishna said, me? No, you're a thief. Was Krishna lying? No. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. He says, I am the Lord of all the cosmic creation. So if he is the Lord of all the planets, he is even the Lord of the butter in his neighbor's house. So he's simply coming and taking it. What's your problem? If you say everything belongs to Krishna, where is the question of stealing? Stealing comes when I take something that doesn't belong to me. So the gopis, when they said the butter is ours and you're stealing, Krishna said, not me, you're the thief. The butter belongs to me, but because it is in your house, you think it belongs to you. So, of course, we have discussed this previously about the different complaints of the gopis. So, Mother Yashoda, she planned. The only way I can tackle this situation is if I make better butter at my place. If I make wonderful milk preparation at my place, so that my son doesn't have to go out and steal. She used to cry and she used to tell Krishna, why are you stealing like this? Such a disgrace. I am Nandarani. I'm Brajeshwari. I'm Vrindavaneshwari. I'm the queen of Vrindavan. And my son is going around and stealing. What was the mood behind Krishna stealing butter? Anyone? What was the mood? Why should Krishna steal? Because the gopis and the gopas, when they made butter, they used to think, Mother Yashoda is so fortunate. She can feed Krishna at her own place. We are so unfortunate that we can never feed Krishna because Krishna never belongs to us. He's present at her place, so she can make anything and feed Krishna. How we wish Krishna ate this. With that desire, they made whatever, and Krishna was simply coming and fulfilling their desire. It's not that against their will, they're saying, hey, this doesn't belong to you, and Krishna is putting his hand. Krishna was putting his hand because they were praying that let Krishna come and put his hand into our pot. But externally, because of mundane morality, they said, hey, why are you stealing? But inside, they were very happy that Krishna is coming and stealing. So Krishna, being the Supreme Lord, has this wonderful quality of reciprocation. There are 3 concepts. Bhakta, Bhakti, and Bhagavan. All the bhas. Bhagavan is Krishna, Supreme Personality. Bhakta are we, devotees. And the relationship between Bhakta and Bhagavan is Bhakti, devotion. Whenever you desire with in the core of your heart to offer anything to Krishna, Krishna has already accepted it. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kauntaya tat kurushva madarpan. Whatever you do, even if you're working in your office, and you mentally think, oh Krishna, I dedicate all my efforts to you. You are not. You cannot write a program pleasing Krishna. If you're a software programmer, just mentally think, oh Krishna, I'm working so hard for you. If the wife is cooking at home, even if she has to feed people at home, if she mentally thinks, oh Krishna, I'm cooking all this for you. Even if we mentally think and offer to Krishna, Krishna accepts. And the gopis here were praying, hey Nandalal, please come and have. How we wish Krishna came. A baby in this world can mesmerize you like this, right? The baby talk, the baby walk, the baby looks, the baby smile. We can't even fathom Krishna's beauty. Locks of soft black hair. So beautiful, curly black hair. And they bounced when Krishna walked. Krishna used to walk and then step over and then fall. And then Nanda Maharaj used to say, try again, Gopal, try again. Wake up, get up, try again. And then Krishna will try, he'll try getting up. And then Nanda Maharaj used to hold, and Krishna used to hold the little finger of Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda on both sides and walk. Can we imagine? He who gives ability in man to walk is learning to walk, holding the little fingers of his parents. Adbhut, so much of sweetness. Nowhere else will you find God being so sweet. We are always taught He is watching. God is always somebody superior. Yes? Ramchandra, you cannot play with him. Hanuman, telling Ramchandra, oh, come on, let's sit together on the same seat. Cannot. Hanuman is always, Dasosmi, I'm your servant. In Vaikunta, the servants of Vishnu, they don't sit on the same seat and chit-chat and gossip with Vishnu. You cannot. But in Vrindavan, that Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, is becoming a child in the lap of Nanda and Yashoda. Why? Because Krishna feels everyone is having parents except me. Because I am Anadi. I am one without a beginning. How I wish I had parents. So that a mother who slaps me, a mother who feeds me, a father who walks with me. And Krishna's own devotees in the form of Nanda and Yashoda become his parents. So never think that Krishna also had parents, how he's God. For the pastime to satisfy Krishna's desire to be a child, his own devotees become his parents to serve Krishna. And here is Krishna in Vrindavan learning to walk and talk with Nanda and Yashoda. So the gopis prayed like that, and Krishna came and just satisfied their desire. One Acharya writes in this relation, when our heart becomes as soft as butter and as pure and white as butter, that butter thief will come and steal our heart away. We feel that Krishna is not reciprocating with us because our heart is not as soft as butter. If we melt in compassion within and chant the holy name and purify ourselves, so our heart is as soft and as white as butter, that butter thief will come and steal it away. And the simplest way to purify our heart and soften our heart is to loudly chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So Mother Yashoda, she made this plan. I'll make better butter than others. And I'll make nice milk preparation. I'll make sweets. She was thinking Krishna is going and stealing butter because ghar pe kuch milta nahi. But his plan she didn't know. So what she did, she took the best cows possible, the Padma Gandha cows, and milked all of them. And that milk, she planned that I'll make nice milk preparations out of that. She kept it onto the stove, right? Or the chula, whatever it is. And at the same time, when she was making, she was churning. She had a churning rod, in a butter pot, and she was nicely churning. And at this time, Krishna was sleeping. He doesn't sleep like us. When we sleep, we are in ignorance. We are not aware of what's happening around. But Krishna's sleep is called as Yoga Nidra, where Krishna is sleeping, but at the same time, he's Sarvajna. He knows everything. Abhijna. He's still aware of everything that's happening around him. Hamare jaise nahi. We are sleeping, we don't know where we are. In our sleep, we see a tiger is chasing us. Or we see we are in Switzerland and we wake up, Are Bapre, and still back to square one. So Krishna was sleeping, and as Mother Yashoda was churning, Krishna came out because he was hungry. Now, when Mother Yashoda was churning, it is described her bangles were making a very sweet tinkling sound. One Acharya writes, when Mother Yashoda was churning and thinking about Krishna, her bangles were doing Sankirtan, making sound and doing Sankirtan, and because of that Sankirtan, Krishna came out. So the purport is, even that Lord who's sleeping can be woken up by Sankirtan. And what does Sankirtan mean? Congregational chanting. Sang mein kirtan karna is Sankirtan. Akele kirtan karna, chanting alone, is called as japa or jap on the beads. But when you do it collectively in the form of instruments or collective chanting is called as Sankirtan. Sang mein kirtan karna is Sankirtan. So hearing the Sankirtan of Mother Yashoda's bangles, Krishna came out. And he came and authoritatively held that churning rod, indicating that he was hungry. So Mother Yashoda lifted baby Krishna and started feeding him. And it is described that Krishna had a very sweet smile on his face as he was drinking his mother's milk. Why? One Acharya writes, one great saint writes, that Krishna wasn't tasting Mother Yashoda's milk. Krishna was tasting her motherly love coming through the milk. Krishna doesn't accept the things that you give. Krishna accepts your intention behind what you give. If you give Krishna one banana with the desire, oh my Lord, you might be hungry. Or at least with the desire, oh my Lord, you're the Supreme Personality, I have nothing to give you. Please accept this small offering from my side. Krishna will accept. But if you're very puffed up and you give so much of gold chain to the Lord, but with no bhakti, Krishna will never accept it. So Krishna doesn't see what you offer, Krishna sees the intention behind your offering. So Mother Yashoda is offering milk, but what type of milk is that? Motherly, affectionate, devotional milk. And Krishna was drinking that milk and he had a smile on his face because he was tasting love. That Supreme Lord who always gets namaskar. Krishna always gets namaskar, na? He always gets our obeisances. Our namaskar. That Krishna who always accepts namaskar is now accepting love. He's feeling how it feels to be a child. God doesn't know. Krishna doesn't know because he never... We know how it seems to be a child. Our parents know because we take birth. Krishna never takes birth. So that Supreme Lord also desired. Please understand, God is not a judgmental person sitting there. He's a lovable person. He's a personality who's very sweet. Very, very sweet. And therefore to fall in love with that person, that personality is our inner nature. We don't have to externally try to love Krishna. We have it in us. But now it is hidden. We have to reawaken it. So Krishna was tasting the love of Mother Yashoda and started smiling. And seeing the smiling face of Krishna, Mother Yashoda's love increased and her milk started being more sweeter. And drinking that sweet milk, Krishna had a bigger smile. And seeing that bigger smile, Mother Yashoda had more love. And more the love, more sweeter the milk. And more sweeter the milk, the bigger the smile. You see the reciprocation? One instant, but our Acharyas, the great devotees and the sadhus in the past have described it so beautifully. And as Krishna was drinking Mother Yashoda's milk and enjoying that reciprocation of love, Mother Yashoda saw that the milk that she had kept on the stove was boiling over. Right? In the spiritual world, there is nothing which is inanimate. In this world, we have this is inanimate, we are animate. In the spiritual world, in Krishna's planet, everything is animate. This also walks, this also feels, this also thinks. We can't even imagine. And all of this is given in the scriptures, nicely described. So the milk on the stove started thinking, what is the use of we being special Padmagandha milk if we can't enter Krishna's mouth? In comparison to Mother Yashoda's breast milk, we are nowhere. And if Mother Yashoda feeds her milk to Krishna, what is the use of our existence? Better we jump into fire and commit suicide, and thinking this, the milk started boiling and overflowing. Is everybody there on the same page with me? Yes or no? Yes. Everybody sleeping? Are you? Okay. So as the milk started to boil over and overflow, what did Mother Yashoda do? She had two options. Either feed Krishna and let it go waste, or put Krishna down and go and run. Because she put in so much of effort milking so many cows. So she did the second. She put Krishna down, thinking that she can feed Krishna even later, and went to save that milk. And Krishna hadn't finished drinking milk, so he was so angry. Now the child, if he or she likes something, you give it, they are happy, and suddenly you take it away, they start crying. They are angry. Tantrums hota hai. Right? So Krishna, who's enjoying this loving reciprocation, suddenly it came to a standstill and he was like, hey, what happened? And where did my mother go? Something important. She went to save that milk over me, and mentally he was thinking, what is the mood of a devotee? Pleasing Krishna? Pleasing me? She was already pleasing me. She put me aside and she's running to catch that milk. She doesn't know I am Vishnu. I am the Supreme Personality. And he became very angry. Krishna and Vishnu, no difference. So he became very angry. Very significant point to note. As devotees, at many points, we might get this confusion in life between two services. We might probably get two services at the same time. But a devotee very diligently picks one service over the other, seeing the mood and the intent. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadhami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. Krishna says, if you are constantly engaged in serving me, I will give you the right intelligence. Okay? So as devotees, you might have an option. Should I do this service or should I do that service? And if we are properly fixed, Krishna will guide us which service to do. Now, if Mother Yashoda, the reason why she went to protect that milk or to save that milk is that she had put in so much of effort. She was putting all this effort so that when the best cow, the best milk comes, the best preparation comes, and Krishna doesn't go out to steal. Her milk she can offer anytime, she was thinking. But Krishna was thinking the other way. Why she has to go and save that milk? She's already feeding me milk. I'm already happy. So as devotees, we have to take the right choice. Here Mother Yashoda took the right choice because she was again seeing for Krishna's benefit. Krishna became very angry. He started biting his lips. And the saints give another reason why he was biting his lips and what they represent. They say his red lips represented anger, while the teeth that he was pressing over his red lips, that white teeth, white represents peace. So Krishna is teaching through that expression that whenever you get angry, press peace over anger. Don't let it outburst. Krishna was biting his lips. So the teeth imprint very, very hard on his lips. The white teeth representing peace, overcoming the red lips representing anger. Make sense? Now Krishna wanted to take revenge. So what he did? अभी मैं दिखा दूंगा. अभी मैं तोड़फोड़ करूंगा. I'm going to take revenge. I'm going to show who I am. Mother Yashoda, all day and night, she had made so many pots of butter. Krishna was looking around. and there was a big piece of stone. He took that piece of stone and threw at the pots. And as it hit one pot, pot started swinging, it hit the other. There was a total mess. And when Mother Yashoda returned, there was butter everywhere, the pots broken, and Krishna is not to be seen. So Mother Yashoda was the first ever CID. Because now she was seeing. She was like the investigating officer. Oh, there's so much of butter down, and the pots are broken. It could be that the monkeys could have done it. Because the monkeys used to just come in and go in Vrindavan. You know, yeah, monkeys, so many monkeys. But then she saw something very interesting. She saw small butter footprints going from that room, walking all the way to the other room. So she took a stick, said, I have to teach this guy a lesson. Just because I put him down for like 10 seconds, look what he's doing. If I don't train him now, he'll be a very bad person in the future. I want him to be a good man. I want him to be a good human being, which she thought he was, but he was God. The fantastic relationship between Mother Yashoda and Krishna is that Mother Yashoda doesn't want to know that he's God. Whenever somebody said Krishna is God, she said, you are saying Krishna is God so that you can make him common. But Krishna is my child. Her love for Krishna was so high that it even went way beyond her idea of Krishna being God. Sometimes Krishna, to prove himself, used to kill demons, show the universe in his mouth. But Mother Yashoda's love was so intense. Even if she saw the whole universe in Krishna's mouth this big, Krishna's mouth, not this big. Small mouth, big planets, big universes. Life size, not animated, not graphics. Real mountains and rivers and planets and everything. And then she used to think, is Krishna really God? And as she's thinking, Krishna will close his mouth and smile, and as Krishna and Mother Yashoda sees Krishna's baby smile, she forgets everything. Oh, I'm working too hard, I'm just daydreaming. I'm too tired. So Krishna will give her bursts of his supremacy, but her love for Krishna is so deep that it goes way beyond her understanding of Krishna being God. So therefore, even if Krishna proved to Mother Yashoda, she didn't get convinced. And for Krishna, he didn't want Mother Yashoda to think that he is God. Because if she thinks he is God, she will pay namaskar to Krishna. Yes? But Krishna wanted loving reciprocation. Last class, those who were here, last to last, the pastime where we discussed Narada Muni travels everywhere, the end result was that the conclusion was Krishna is more happy being a person loved by us than a person who's worshipped by us. Krishna, as the Supreme Lord, you know, he has a heart, like all of us. He loves reciprocation. He likes to love and he likes to be loved. So bhakti is not about long stotras. Bhakti is about whatever you do, having the right mood. If you just do it, it's ritual. If you have the spirit, it becomes spiritual. Right? So you need to have the mood, the right bhav, which Mother Yashoda had. So she started tracing those footprints and going into the other room. And here was Krishna sitting on a wooden grinding mortar. A big mortar. Krishna was sitting on top of that with butter all over the place. Yes. And pots were broken. Monkeys were around. Birds were around. And Krishna, with all that butter that he had collected, was feeding the monkeys. He was not eating. Imagine the butter which was made from Padmagandha cows. Krishna was not eating. He was feeding the monkeys. And he used to feed the monkeys so much. Keep feeding them from until the point the monkeys were full. And then at that point, Krishna will throw the pot down and said, this butter is so useless, even these monkeys don't want it. And Mother Yashoda came from behind with a stick, hiding her stick. And Krishna is feeding the monkeys. Who are these monkeys? Continuing from our past discussion last week. The monkeys which helped Ramchandra cross over the Setu, go to Lanka, destroy Ravana, rescue Sita, reborn in Vrindavan as the monkeys who were fed by Gopal. Hare Krishna. So we have to be very careful understanding these things. So Mother Yashoda came from behind with the stick and Gopal was feeding the monkeys. And Krishna didn't see Mother Yashoda because his back was towards her. But the crows started flying away and the monkeys looked at Mother Yashoda, and then Krishna turned back and the monkeys started jumping. And then Krishna was afraid. He got down from the wooden grinding mortar. He started running and his legs were slipping with the butter, but he still started running. And Mother Yashoda started running and Krishna was running and Mother Yashoda started running and Krishna was jumping and Mother Yashoda was jumping. And there was a competition between the Supreme Lord and his devotee. And Krishna was running. Who can catch Krishna? Who can catch Krishna? Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyaistavai Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Yasyantam Na Vidu Sura Asura Gana Devaya Tasmai Namah. This Krishna is Yam Brahma Varuna Rudra Maruta Indra Stunvanti Divyaistavai. All these great personalities come and offer transcendental prayers at the feet of Krishna. Who is this Krishna? Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga. Every shloka of the Samaveda is singing the glories of Krishna. Who is this Krishna? Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina. The yogis who sit for 60,000 years of contemplative meditation see him in the heart. Yasya antam na vidu sura asura gana devaya tasmai namaha. Whose beginning, middle and end cannot be understood by the Rakshasas, the Daityas, the humans, the demigods. Nobody. He is that Krishna. And that Krishna is running in fear from Mother Yashoda. We fear death, right? Because that is the end for us. Krishna says, Mrityu sarva haraschaham. At the time of death, I snatch away everything. And we are afraid of that. We are afraid of losing our body. Which eventually we will. All of us will. But what takes us ahead is what we think at the time of death. We fear death. That is the greatest fear for us. But death fears Krishna. Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narsimham Bhishanam Badram Mrityor Mrityam Namamyaham. I bow down to that Narsimha or Shri Krishna, whom even Yamaraj or death personified fears. We fear death, death fears Krishna, and Krishna fears Mother Yashoda's whipping stick. Adbhut. Was God lying that he was afraid? Was he acting? The Acharyas explain, no. There was fear in his eyes. The Supreme Lord who's placed this pastime of being the child is not acting to be the child. He is acting to be God. He is the child. So when he saw Mother Yashoda gripping with fear, he was running. And Mother Yashoda was running and Krishna was shouting, I did it, throw the stick, don't hit me, throw the stick, I did it. I was the one who broke those spots. In Mother Yashoda, as she was running, her hair was loosening and her sari was loosening and she was a little older, so she couldn't run so fast. And the flowers in her hair were falling down. And while some flowers stayed, the Acharyas comment, one Acharya writes, the flowers that stayed, they were like, oh my God, we have never seen such a pastime where a devotee is chasing the Lord. We want to be on our body. And the flowers which were jumping down in the form of falling were thinking, what type of a devotee she is? The Lord is chasing in fear away from her. We don't want to be a part of her body. And they were jumping. And externally it seemed as if flowers were falling down. And finally, Mother Yashoda ran around Krishna, and you can never catch Krishna. Who can catch Krishna? The Munis try to do tapasya, they never catch Krishna. The Ashtanga yogis try practicing, they never catch Krishna. Even the bhaktas find it difficult to catch Krishna. The muktas, the liberated, find it difficult to catch Krishna. Devanam ata bhakta mukta suridam atyanta duram chayat. He's so far away. He cannot be caught. He's everywhere. How will you catch Krishna? We cannot. We are limited. He's unlimited. We are bound. He's boundless. We are infinitesimal. He's infinite. We can never catch Krishna. With any of our qualities, we can never catch Krishna. I am very intelligent. So, Krishna is more intelligent. I am very powerful. Krishna is more powerful. I am very beautiful. Krishna is more beautiful. I am very wealthy. Krishna is more wealthy. I am very famous. Krishna is more famous. I am renounced. Krishna is more renounced. What do you have that Krishna doesn't have? That is your love for Krishna. Krishna is hungry and thirsty to taste your love, which we all can offer. When we offer our love to the right person in the right mode, we find peace. What are we doing in this world? We are offering love in the right spirit to the wrong person. We end up offering our love to everyone around except Krishna, and instead of finding peace, we find pieces. Our heart is shattered, heartbreak, breakup. We give our heart to one person, thinking, oh, now I'm going to be happy. All the fairy tales say, oh, they got married and lived happily ever after. But we all know that's bhankas, that's not true. So the person falls in love with somebody, thinks, oh, now we're soulmates, and now there's going to be loving relationship and reciprocation, and we're going to find peace. You'll never find peace. If you find temporary, flickering, and reducing with time. Nothing constant. There's no Romeo Juliet. The only true relationship we can have is with Krishna, because he's our ever well-wishing friend. He never thinks wrong for us. He never leaves us. Our people, our so-called friends and loved and ones and all our relatives and however close they may be, they leave us. At the time of death, we go our way, they go our way. Most of them leave us even when we are alive. Property issues, ego clashes. But Krishna never leaves us. Even when we become a dog, we enter a dog body as Paramatma, Krishna is following us. We enter a cat body, Krishna is following us, Paramatma. Even if we become Devaraj Indra, Krishna follows us as Paramatma. So to this person who loves us eternally from time immemorial, every single second, we trying to love him is simple gratitude. It's not something artificial. People in this world will brainwash. Kya zarurat hai? Just make money, make money, make money, make money. Good to make money. But what are you going to do with that money? After death, that chunk is gone. Somebody else enjoys on your money. At least in this human form, along with all our activities, give your heart for Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Hear about Krishna. Hearing about Krishna not because of routine. Let us hear about that person who loves us so much. Let us fall in love with that person. You can get Krishna with your ear, not with your eyes. People say, show me God. You will get Krishna through your ears. Rukmini never saw Krishna. Never. She had never seen Krishna. But when the sadhus came and spoke about Krishna, her heart melted. She wrote the first ever love letter to Krishna. Said, just come and kidnap me. I'm just fallen. I have just fallen in love with your qualities. Brahman Krishna Katha Punya Madhvi Loka Malapaha Kona Tripyeta Shrunvana Shutajna Nitya Nutana. The Bhagavatam says, who is that person who will be satisfied hearing about Krishna? The more you hear, the more you want to hear. These pastimes are so beautiful. We have heard and spoken about Damodar Leela from the time I was like Damodar. And we continue to hear and speak with the same enthusiasm. Because every time you speak or you hear or you read, there is some new flavor that you have never got before. So Mother Yashoda was trying to do something that is impossible. Impossible. She was running behind the Supreme Lord to catch him. And finally what happened? He was running and she caught him. She caught him. Bhagavatam describes, Kshaumam Vasam Brihat Katitate Bibhrati Sutranadam. She was so beautiful, but in running behind Krishna, Swinnam Vaktram, her face is completely filled with sweat, her hair is everywhere, the flowers have fallen, her sari is loosening and she's tying and stopping and gasping, and then Krishna is just running everywhere, sliding and slipping over the butter. And she was running with the stick. I have to teach him a lesson. He cannot continue stealing and doing all this nonsense. We think, Arey Bhagwan hai. We have to start our bhakti like that. Shukadeva Goswami, he spoke 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, but first 9 cantos, he focused on how Krishna is the Supreme Personality. So the start of bhakti is always Dasosmi. Supreme Lord, I am your servant. And as our bhakti naturally gives its ultimate fruit of prema, our natural love for Krishna will rise. Not artificially. Oh, Krishna is my child, I will feed him, I will give him a bath, and then after 3 days, Krishna is there somewhere and you are somewhere. Not like that. Every day, chanting his holy names, hearing about Krishna in a regulated fashion, and that love will rise automatically. And once that love for Krishna rises, you will be so happy. You will be in this world, but you will be so happy. Even if somebody doesn't give you money, somebody doesn't, insults you, like, who cares? You'll be so compassionate. You'll be so tolerant. You'll be so humble. You'll be so self-controlled, so pure, so clean, so satisfied. Santushta. Very blissful. Therefore, you will see all the great souls are always blissful. They don't have any commodities with them. They don't carry the latest iPhone and they don't have a Bentley. They don't have any of this. But they're so blissful and peaceful. A true sadhu, when you see, they are always effulgent. Yes. But a materialistic man, however opulent he is miserable. Because he's doing everything right except for the right thing. What increases the value of the number is the zeros, but the 1 should be there. Only then from 1 it becomes 10 to 100 to 1000 to 10,000. We are adding all the zeros and missing that 1. We are not saying stop what you are doing. Do whatever you are doing and excel in that, but practice bhakti. So then your personality will just develop. So Krishna was finally caught by Mother Yashoda and he was crying and he was rubbing his eyes. Now the kajal that was put, the mascara on his eyes, he was rubbing and tears just flowing. So the mixing of the tears with his mascara on his chubby cheeks, which was the color of the rain-filled cloud, and all over his face, the mascara all over his cheek, and he's crying in his eyes and his earrings are swinging. And can you imagine? Krishna was caught and Mother Yashoda tried, you stand here, I'm going to bind you. Naughty boy. And the wooden grinding motor on which you were sitting and which helped you in all this, I will bind you and him together. Best friends, na? Row saath mein. Be together. She got her rope, put it around Krishna's, this big waist, right? Put it around and tried tying. Unfortunately, the rope fell short. It was a short. So she got a bigger one, put it around Krishna's waist and tried tying. It was a bigger rope, but this also fell short. Then she tried the third rope from her house, bigger one, put it around Krishna's this big waist, and still it fell 2 fingers short. However bigger the rope is, by Krishna's achintya shakti or inconceivable power, the rope was always 2 fingers short. She was thinking, what is happening? Then she told all the gopis and all her sakhis, get ropes from your houses. So they started getting ropes from their houses and Mother Yashoda was tying all of them together and put it around Krishna's waist and still it was 2 fingers too short. Mother Yashoda was thinking, what is happening? What's wrong with these ropes? Get more ropes. You are not working properly. You don't want Krishna to be bound, therefore you are not getting proper ropes. The gopis were crying and said, hey, don't. Bacha hai, he's a small child. Don't bind him like this. Come on, children make mistake. You don't have to punish him like this. So Mother Yashoda was saying, nobody's gonna come in the middle today. Y'all come and complain, and when I act, y'all act as if I'm a villain. Today it's between me and my child, and y'all are just going to be spectators. Nobody's going to say anything. Because of y'all interfering, my child is going out of hand. And then finally it's my blame. Your son is coming and stealing. I don't want him to be a robber like this. So, just do as I say. Go and fetch ropes. So they were walking and crying and getting ropes, and Krishna was just rubbing his eyes and standing there, sobbing, and then every time they put, again 2 fingers short. Our Acharya has explained a very beautiful point. Do you want to hear? He said to bind Krishna, you need 2 things. One, our endeavor. Second, Krishna's will to be bound. If both of them are there, then you can bind Krishna. So here they were always 2 fingers short because Mother Yashoda was trying, but Krishna was not agreeing to be bound. He was testing how far she could go. And then he saw his mother who loves him more than herself. There is nobody in the whole cosmic creation who loves Krishna in the motherly fashion like Mother Yashoda. Nobody. Nobody. No bhuto, no bhavishyati. Nobody in the past, nobody in the future. So if we want to become like Mother Yashoda, Shukadev Goswami says, and Prabhupada writes in the purport, that if in the spiritual world we want Krishna to be our child, we have to slowly and gradually see the mood of Mother Yashoda and imbibe. How she wants to please Krishna selflessly. She was not agreeing. If Krishna is not bound, Rivapari, he might be God. Nahi, he is not God. God cannot lie, God cannot steal. How is he God? If Krishna was God, why will he steal? This guy, when he is hungry, he comes and pulls my sari. I am hungry. God won't do that. When he sees a lighting, in the sky, he comes and hides behind my sari. If he doesn't get sleep, he comes and embraces me on the bed. God doesn't do that, so he's not God. He's my child. So what's the problem? Maybe these gopis are not doing enough work. Get more ropes, get more ropes, get more ropes. And the ropes were tied end to end. Krishna's not being bound. And then finally, Krishna saw his mother who loves him so much is exasperated. She's tired. And Krishna said, your effort to bind me and my will to get bound both have been satisfied, and therefore I agree to be bound. An inconceivable pastime, that which never has happened and never will happen, happened that day. Who can bind Krishna? Nobody. Did Mother Yashoda bind Krishna? Yes. So she bound the boundless personality, and therefore he is called as Damodar. He whose belly was bound to the wooden grinding mortar. So as he was bound there, the external reason was that she was angry and she had to punish. But the internal reason was she felt, because I ran so much behind Krishna, he might just run away from the house. So if I tie him to that wooden grinding mortar, I know he won't run away. I can see him from the kitchen. I'm working and I can see, oh, he's there. Externally, anger. But internally, again, love. So Krishna, he was standing there, and all the gopis and gopas are looking, and Krishna is making all these faces. Then after some time, he's looking at all his friends, and they are saying, Krishna, there's a nice place to steal, but you are standing there. What to do? And Krishna looks, he's like, as if he's crying, and he looks at Mother Yashoda. She's not to be seen. She looks everywhere. And Krishna says, let's go. They're saying, you're tied to this wooden grinding mortar. Krishna said, Daddy, don't worry. And then he who was standing and almost crying with the wooden grinding mortar now gets onto his knees and starts crawling, and that vertical wooden grinding mortar becomes horizontal. And Krishna is crawling and the wooden grinding mortar is rolling behind him. Now as he's walking, the wooden grinding mortar gets stuck between 2 trees. And Krishna is walking and that gets stuck between the trees. He's thinking, what's wrong? What's this? What happened? Why am I not able to go ahead? He's looking back. Oh, the wooden grinding mortar is there. But what's the problem? Then again he's trying. And then finally he saw these two trees. Oh God, what to do? Then he starts crawling. He tries pushing and pulling too hard. And as he tries to really pull on the other side, and the trees just burst. And two trees on the floor, and there are two transcendental personalities standing. Now, who are they? In the previous yuga, in near Kailash, the abode of Lord Shiva, the sons of Kuber, who's the treasure, the sons Manigriva and Nalakuber, were bathing in the Mandakini river. And as you know, whenever there is a lot of opulence, there is natural pride. Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shribi. Madah Puman, Kunti says. Tvam Akinchana Gochara. These four things: aristocratic birth, Janma, Aishwarya, good looks, Shruta, learning, Shribhi, lot of money. If these four things are there, pride is inevitable. So Kubera's children had all four. And because of which they became so blind that they were bathing in the Mandakini river with women. And they were enjoying, they were intoxicated, drunk, and they were bathing with women. And Narad Muni happened to come there. And as Narad Muni came there, the women did the needful. But Manigriva and Nalakuber was shameless. They were just walking shamelessly in front of Narad Muni. Narad Muni, being a devotee, will never think anything bad about anyone. He always is in the mood, inka uddhar kaise karu? How can I benefit this person? And he said, because these two people are shamelessly standing naked without any clothes, I curse them to be trees. You will never have to wear clothes. Trees, if you see, they don't wear clothes. Heat, cold, rain, snow, they're just standing. They don't even move. Somebody comes to cut the tree, they have to stand. They cut the tree, and from the same tree they will take shade and fruit, and the tree gives also. Main kyun do? Why should I give? You're cutting me. Therefore, Mahaprabhu says a devotee has to be as tolerant as a tree. Trinad api sunichena taror iva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. To chant the holy name of the Lord purely from the heart, we have to be as humble as the blade of grass, which never complains when you step over, and as tolerant as a tree, which never complains when you cut it. So he cursed that both of you all will be trees. But the blessing is, 100 years later, heavenly years, Shri Krishna will come personally and deliver you. And the added blessing is that both of you all will be trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. So even if you are trees, through your eyes you will see all the baby pastimes of Krishna. Dekho, this is the anger of a sadhu. Externally it seems like a curse, but it's such a big blessing. For us, if you give that blessing to come and see the pastimes of Krishna, we will see and we will walk away and go out also. But the trees, they cannot go out. They have to see there 24 hours, the pastimes of Krishna. These were the two trees. Manigriva and Nalakuber were cursed to be trees, and Krishna, through his power potency, uprooted and destroyed their tree bodies and liberated them. Those two heavenly beings who came out were the two sons, and they said, "O Shri Krishna, we were cursed by Narada because of our pride, and because of your mercy, we are saved. You are always ready to crush our pride and make us humble." Any other instances where Krishna crushes the pride? What happens in Govardhan Leela? Indra became very proud. I will destroy the whole of Vrindavan. This 7-year-old boy is nothing. And then Krishna showed him what he is. He picked up Govardhan Parvat, the hill, like a child picks up a mushroom. And Indra then was crying. At Govind Kund, then he did Abhishek of Krishna, and then Krishna forgave him. Krishna, if you surrender to Krishna, Krishna is ever ready to crush our pride and purify us. People in this world will crush. Better let Krishna crush. Right? So on Diwali also, the slogan for Diwali should be, you should burst our ego and not our crackers. And the best way to burst our ego is to become Krishna conscious. Krishna does the rest. You do your best, he does his rest. He does the rest. So through this pastime, we saw how Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, performed unlimited and very enchanting, beautiful childhood pastimes, satisfying the hearts of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj and all the residents in Vrindavan. And at the same time, purifying those who were suffering. So Krishna benefited all of them. This whole Leela took place on the day of Diwali. So on the day of Diwali, when you light lamps, other days also you're going to offer lamps. But on the day of Diwali, especially in the morning, you have to remember this whole narration and preferably hear it and read it again. So there are many more pastimes in this month of Kartik. Like even the pastime of Govardhan Leela, where Krishna lifted Giri Govardhan, that I was explaining now, to crush Indra's pride, that also took place in this month. Many great souls appeared and disappeared in this month. Srila Prabhupada, the founder of Iskcon, in November 1977, 14th November 1977, in the month of Kartik, left this world in the holy land of Vrindavan. That person who left Vrindavan to come to US to spread Krishna consciousness, Radharani got him back to Vrindavan when he had to leave his body. So the more you spread the knowledge about Krishna, the more you get mercy of Krishna. So practice and then preach also. So on that note, let us remember all these pastimes, and most importantly the importance of following this month of Kartik through ghee lamp, hearing about Krishna, and loudly chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Any questions or comments? Anything in general also? Any questions? No questions? Is the tattva or the philosophy that is being covered very high, or is it something that you can grasp? You can understand as a newcomer? Okay. Any questions in whatever was being discussed? Or anything outside also? Not part of the discussion, but anything in general you want to ask and clarify? See what the scriptures say about it. Alright, so keep thinking, and if there are any questions, do tell me next class. So on that note, we stop. But before we completely wrap up, we are going to read. You have books for everyone? So, and is it also here?
We can put it on.
Yeah, please do put it here.
So we'll read and then after that offer lamp.
Yes. So we'll read the meaning first,
Okay.
and then when everybody understands the meaning, we will sing. There's a very nice song called as Damodar Ashtakam. Damodar is Krishna, and Ashtakam means 8 verses. 8 verses describing Krishna. So we will read the English together, and I hope everybody understands, because now we have covered the story. And if there are any questions, we can take it. Then we will offer lamps singing the Sanskrit together. We will sing the Sanskrit Ashtakam completely. And you all are free to learn that. I can send you audio links of the song, so you can download, hear the tune, and chant that every evening while you offer ghee lamp. So we'll just wait for him to.
I'll give away the books.
Yes.
So we can
And maybe one book you can see what page number, and then they can.
Yeah.
Finally.
Pawan, would you like to shift a little more? Or आप दोनों आ सकते हो. You can share 1 or 2 books. You can share with her.
I don't know.
You have it here? Let's look at it.
Maybe one person can give me also, so that I have something.
It's on page number 29.
Let me tell you, I don't know the lyrics by the English meaning by heart, so I need a book.
I'll just give you the laptop.
There was a time we even knew the English translation by heart at home. We used to read it every day during Kartik. To that Supreme Lord whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love.